know he's won so much in the game.
Left, right-handed, doesn't care.
Ronnie, fast.
You know, when he makes breaks, he's never out of position.
Best I've ever seen by far, but off the tail screens. When he is there, he tries his best and he puts on a good show.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, oh my God, what one do you want?
I've always respected him as a player and as a man as well.
Ronnie's Ronnie. I mean, you never know what you're going to get, same as on the table.
Not many people I'd pay to watch, but he'd be one of them.
Yeah, what a great feeling that must be for Ronnie O'Sullivan to hear all those great players, the greatest players that's played the game, talking about you like that. Bit of a chance here. He can get round the back of the black. Can he negotiate the pot? Oh, where's that cue ball going to finish? I thought it was going to be safe. The mid-session interval's coming up after this. Let's see if Neil Robertson can retaliate and square at 2-all. Amazing they've potted the same number of balls. That's in the tournament. Incredible. It's quite a tricky one to hold for the black, so he might have to just force it around the angle. He's 7'8" away from this. If that pink passes the reds, that's a beautiful shot he's just played there. Wow, what control that was. Not a lot of room for the pink. Well, he hasn't even looked at it. Well, surely it looked from our camera angle that, well, maybe not if you're directly behind it. Well, that's, he's now looking at the pink, which tells me he must have played for the blue and underhit it. I was singing his praises of playing such a good shot, John.
Well, they say the camera never lies. It looks like it goes to me. As you say, it's one of those, if it was straight behind it, then it's unmissable. But I think there's enough pocket there. As you say, fortunately on it.
That was amazing. He didn't see that. First off, he was getting down to cue at the blue, so obviously he did play around for the blue. He is shaking his head, so maybe he's lost a little bit of focus. He's smiling to himself. He can't believe that that was available. It's not available now that Jan Verhaas has put it in behind the reds. As we show you it one more time, in fact, it didn't even go in off the jaw. It went straight in the heart of the pocket, so he can... Well, he doesn't necessarily have to play up for the blue on this occasion, but it would be advantageous. He's got the two reds there that are available, and he might just play on those, or don't blame him for that. You need to hit it a little bit harder than that, Neil. Sure. Now he's going to have to cannon the other red, which he shouldn't have 13. Had to have played, really.
$21. $22.
Just the one loose red to play for. Got an angle where he could cannon into the pink and disturb other reds. Just deciding to play for the loose red. Purposely left it low, so in potting it, he'll be
29.
cannoning into the cluster. Not guaranteed to be on a colour. I'll be a little bit careful with this. No, that's not good.
30.
Yeah, there was a couple of ways of going about that. Your way wasn't a bad idea when he was on the black, because he had a red as a little bit of insurance to cannon into the bunch, but well, he's such a good potter. But that's awkward. And that's nowhere near. So maybe he did miss a trick when you said he could go into them off the black, John.
Well, I think there's every reason to consider going into them off the blue, which you mentioned a lot of shots earlier. That seems to be the way of the modern game, but this was very tricky, you know, hampered as he was. I think he played that out of a little bit of annoyance. It's not going to cost him. Ronnie will be disappointed with that.
That's the first time we've had a reaction from Ronnie. And that was purely a lack of concentration on this miss. Straight away, he knew he didn't cue that well. That can be a little annoying, but he's been putting things like that out of his mind. And that's what you've got to do.
8.
Well,
Neil Robertson, 8.
at that pace, they're far from easy. I mean, bridging over the black just to hammer those in the middle pocket, they won't accept it. I think he's going to fall out with that pocket. He's missed 4 into that particular middle. Can Ronnie put that last shot out of his mind? You bet he can. Look where the cue ball's finished. Is he on the blue? Well, he is, because he can get up for the red to the left of the bunch. Be a nice frame to pinch this one.
6.
Mid-session interval coming up,
7.
and if he could nick this and go 3-1, that's what you set your stall at. The little mini sessions, John. You know, try and get 3-1 if you possibly can.
Yes, and of course, what will hurt Neil Robertson is that Ronnie gave him 2 bites of the cherry there, but that's not
14.
broken out as Ronnie expected. So I don't think he'll be winning the frame at this visit. Glance at the scoreboard. 24 points behind. Well, decided to take it on. Thought the only red he could leave was the one he's playing. So thought it was worth the risk. We'll see.
Well, he's looking at the safety shot, but he's also got an eye on the possible plant. As you can see, he'd have to make it. He'd have to hit the first red to the right of the pocket. And he's done it.
1.
There is a possibility here of potting the brown and screwing up for those reds that are the right side of the table, but being a left-hander, they're a little bit more difficult for Neil. I don't know whether he can use the ball cushion or whether he can screw straight back from that angle. But these cloths are so lively, if you time the shot, he can bring this white back up the table. Well, it looks as if he can just punch it through. Well, he's left himself a long way from this red.
5.
This isn't a gimme, John.
No, not by any means, and being left-handed, of course, that brown is just about where he'll put his bridge hand. So it's going to be slightly awkward queuing. Yeah, such a good long potter, and that, we get a chance to see that again. See how straight he delivers the cue. That's the secret of long potting. Look how straight it went through.
Well, it's not perfect by any means.
13.
So Ronnie had a go at splitting the reds up. It didn't work for him. Neil's had a go. But it's slightly better than the position Ronnie finished in. He's looking to see if one of those two reds that are together goes in the middle pocket, but obviously they don't. So just, well, maybe it does. You bet it does. That's straight in the pocket.
14.
So it had worked out okay for Neil Robertson when he cannoned the reds.
Long look at the scoreboard, 45 points in front. Well, the red and the black would be enough. Well, he's not
22.
one in there, and he must have been thinking about that pocket. He's missed a few balls into that pocket. So taking the blue and putting 51 points in front with 51 remaining. So just looking for one more red, and that's a beautiful positional shot. Even if the blue does go on its spot, this red will be available. It wasn't. The blue spot covered
27.
by the red, but as I say, this red is putting 52 points in front with just 43 remaining.
28.
So there's very little to pick between the two players at the moment. Ronnie had a bit of a chance in that frame, but when he cannoned into the reds, he didn't finish on anything.
34.
We've had one century break and one frame-winning
41.
break of 59 in the opening frame from Neil Robertson. We've had lots of very good tactical play, so we've had a little bit of everything. And this
42.
match is just going to get better and better, you feel.
$49. 51. 54.
So just one or two errors from Neil Robertson, but he'll have forgotten all about those.
58.
Well, there's a trick shot to finish off with, but that doesn't matter.
58.
So at the moment you can't pick anything between these two players, and we go to the mid-session interval. It's all square.
Just give it a double look.
Yes, in fact.